Good evening, YouTube. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you'll bear with me for a second here. The drillers have entered the cavern, as many of you may have heard. They punched through the failed salt dome cavern and then removed the equipment to make way for their testing equipment. At first there was no gas, and then they did come across a little bit of gas, at which point they flared that off. But I'll read a little bit to you. I got a few links I want to jump across because there's a point I have here. Cranch said the equipment lowered into the cavern would include sonar to show the cavern shape and size, and the equipment equipment to check its content. He said gas had been expected. In this particular brine cavern, throughout its production life, every 2 weeks it would build up to a pressure of about 900 pounds per square inch. And he said that gas would escape from the sodium chloride as it was being mined, Cranch said. That would be vented every 2 weeks or so, and 20 minutes and boom, it would be gone, as he puts it here. And then it goes on to reiterate some redundant stuff there. But so that caught my attention, gas at 900 pounds per square inch. So I'm doing a little digging, and as some of you may know, I did a vid about the mysterious string of dead rabbits in South St. Louis, it is, right? Yes. Well, where do rabbits live? They live in the swamp. What's in the swamp? Water. Right coming out the gate, water, swamp gas, that type of thing is what was running through my mind, and where it's at. And I've got a bit on here a ways back about intrastate and interstate gas lines. Keep that in mind, and we'll jump over to this next bit. Gas pipelines, and this is Forensic Appraisal Group is where I'm reading this from. And yeah, I would have posted the link anyway. Gas transmission pipeline easements are created for the purpose of construction of an underground gas transmission line. The gas can be either natural gas or liquid gas. The phrase transmission line means that the pipeline is used to transport the product from one distribution point to another. Often these points of distribution are long distances, such as city to city or state to state. Typically these pipelines are large diameter, such as 10 to 36 inch, and carry the product under high pressure. A typical natural gas line pressure can be under 900 pounds per square inch. So there's that number in transport pressure as well, and bleed off pressure apparently from down there. In the case of natural gas, the gas is typically transported without any odor. And that's key. Indicators are used, which are used to detect leaks, without any odor indicators, which are used to detect leaks. These odor indicators are added at distribution points where the gas is then carried by distribution pipelines. These distribution pipelines are smaller in size and service the gas company customers. The odorant is added to help people detect the gas, a gas leak. However, the odorant is not added to the transportation pipelines due to its weight and cost. Gas companies are required to monitor these transmission lines for leaks on a regular basis. Monitoring techniques include frequent flyovers where the pipeline is inspected from the air. These inspections particularly look for evidence of leaks in the ground cover, discoloration of grass, encroachment of improvements are noted. The discoloration could indicate a leak that has materialized on the surface. Improvement encroachment could place the pipeline in danger of an accidental puncture. Other monitoring methods include placing a pig inside the pipe to do an internal inspection, pressure monitoring, and water testing. Yeah. Gas transmission pipeline easements typically forbid any surface improvements such as trees, sheds, or living dwellings to be placed on an easement. These easements are often barren of vegetation other than low-lying bushes, grass, if agriculture, crops, This requirement often gives the easement a corridor look. These easements are being underground are not obvious to the casual observer and are required to be marked with warning markers, information of the reader of pipelines, the presence of the pipelines, and not to dig without calling first. So I'm going to stop reading there because there's half an article left here and it isn't really pertinent to what I'm doing here. But at any rate, the dead rabbits up in South St. Louis, the 900 pounds per square inch pressure, that caught my attention, and then as well as throughout its production life every 2 weeks. So when did its production life stop, and where has that gas been going since its production life stopped, since it's still being produced, you know? And as you'll see in past vids, it's bubbling up, gases coming out everywhere. One man suggested that it can't be just from that cavern. So this is an ongoing shaping story as we watch it go down. Take care, folks. Stay smart.